moving in. Before continuing on, I want to give a special thank you to Ridge Wallets for sponsoring this video. If you follow the link in the description below and then apply the promo code ELEMENT at checkout, you can get a 10% discount on anything in the Ridge store. I'm going to talk a little bit more about them though later in this video. First hot shower in 44 days. This house feels like a mansion. It's only a tiny house though, obviously, and we're not moving in full time or anything, just for a couple of days. We'll give you guys the full tour of the tiny house at some point later in this video. We're still kind of getting settled in here. This is actually my first time ever in a tiny house. Is it your first time or?
Nope. I love staying in Airbnb tiny houses.
It's pretty awesome in here. This is actually my first time in an Airbnb as well. I don't think I've ever really stayed at one, so should be cool. Should be a nice place to relax. Obviously the hot shower has been pretty nice. Got our first hot shower in well over 6 weeks, and that was pretty good. You know, the Planet Fitnesses are still closed everywhere. Gyms are starting to open up, but for some reason Planet Fitness is staying closed, so haven't been able to go there, and figured instead of doing the truck stop thing, instead of paying to do laundry, which we were going to have to do at a laundromat, there is a washer dryer here. Might as well just stay here for a couple days. We have a bunch of stuff to take care of on the vans as well. Covered in mud, the interiors. Shannon has like weird smells emanating from underneath her sink, so we gotta address that problem. There's a bunch of stuff to take care of. We figured this was the best place to do it. The desk is extremely high. It's like the highest desk I've ever worked at. It's not really the most comfortable, but that is part of the reason why we rented this Airbnb. Another reason. Shannon has started working again, at least part-time, and that's pretty awesome. Definitely good news. And she wanted somewhere to be able to kind of get back into the swing of things. So it's another reason why we are here, and I can't wait any longer, guys. I'm excited. I want to show you guys around, so let's do a little tour. From the outside, this thing looks pretty much, I think, like a standard cookie cutter tiny house. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever even stepped foot in one of these things, so I really don't know for sure. I'm certainly not a tiny house expert, but I've seen a lot of videos online, like everybody has, I'm sure, and pretty much looks like a standard tiny house. It is a pretty good size though. I mean, the thing to us at least feels like a mansion inside, and from the outside it's pretty big as well. Basically kind of like a fifth wheel trailer. You have a little tow hitch here to be able to tow it. It's got wheels, it is on wheels, it has fresh water running in as well as power. The only thing it doesn't have is plumbing. So that does mean that there's not a real toilet in here, but it is a composting toilet. It's actually the exact same one that Shannon has in her van, so for us it really hasn't been much of an adjustment. As we said earlier, the bathroom also features a full bathtub along with a shower, which has been amazing, and there's also a washer-dryer combo unit, so it washes clothes, and then you press a button and it starts drying them. That's the first time I've ever seen something like that. The kitchen space in here is also a really good size. They have a gigantic full-sized range and oven here, full-size sink, full-size fridge with a freezer as well. Tons of storage too, plenty of different drawers underneath the countertop area, underneath the sink. And they also have, which I think is pretty common in most tiny houses, these storage compartments literally built into the steps that lead up to the bedroom loft. What are you doing up here?
Welcome to my office.
Shannon's been using the loft space up here as her workstation for the past couple days.
I brought this table in from my van. So Nate has a really tall table and I have a really short table.
You know, you'd think I'd be used to living in small spaces after all this time, but I still have hit my head a couple times on the ceiling coming down from this loft. It's part of the reason why we're not sleeping up there. We have instead opted to sleep in the second bedroom where I can actually stand up, but only in this far corner here.
cleaning my fridge. I defrosted it since we've been here. I moved all my stuff into the tiny house kitchen, and I'm finally able to really clean after the beer spill that I had last week.
During our overlanding catastrophe.
Yeah.
I actually took the van to the self-service car wash, which is right across the street over here yesterday, but I didn't realize it was a quarters only operation, and I only went there with 6 quarters, so it ended up being a pretty short car wash. Looks a little bit better though. We figured for our last night in the tiny house here, we would use the oven, because who knows when the next time we're gonna have a full-size oven like this will be. So we're making pizzas. The issue is there were no pizza crusts at the grocery store nearby.
So we're gonna try to make dough from scratch today.
As I mentioned earlier, this video is sponsored by Ridge Wallets. For those of you that have been following along for a while, you know that I've had this wallet here for over a year at this point, and I have absolutely loved the thing, guys. It has been super durable, and Ridge actually just recently sent me a replacement for it, even though I don't really need one, but they sent me a new one, a carbon fiber wallet, a new version of their wallet, and the thing looks really, really awesome. I just opened it up, and I'm going to switch to that and probably give this one to Shannon because she's been asking for it for quite some time now, so I can't say enough good things about these wallets, guys. And if you don't like it, you can return it within 45 days for a full refund. They also have a lifetime warranty on them. Like I said, they're incredibly well built, and I gotta say, you know, switching from the traditional leather wallet to this has kind of forced me to pare down a little bit. They can fit 12 cards in them, up to 12 cards, but I really only carry about 4 or 5, and I try to keep things as minimal as possible. They truly are a minimalist wallet, and it makes it a lot more comfortable to carry around. I put it in my front pocket, I'm able to carry it, and you know, I'm not sitting on a big bulky wallet like I used to all the time, where I'm like sitting like this. It's uncomfortable. And for me, switching to a wallet like this has been a game changer, and I don't really ever see myself going back to a traditional leather wallet. I would definitely recommend checking out Ridge, guys. Like I said, there is a link in the description below. If you apply the promo code ELEMENT at checkout, you can get a 10% discount on anything in their store. Thank you again, Ridge, for sponsoring this video. Where'd you learn how to do this?
Well, I worked at a pizza place for 2 years in college. We did not knead the dough by hand though, so this is new for me.
This whole tiny house experience over the past couple of days here has been pretty awesome for me, especially because, you know, I've never actually been in one of these things before. I know I've said that a couple of times in this video, and I know I've talked about tiny living in the past, you know, when I was in the element in the future. That's something that I would think about doing. I don't really ever see myself taking out like a traditional mortgage and owning a giant house or anything like that, and to be honest, I think that this tiny house might even be a little bit too big for my needs. But do you agree with me on that?
No, I think that it's not meant for full-time living. Like, we could maximize a lot smaller space. My favorite thing about staying in Airbnb tiny houses is thinking of all the different ways that I would live in this space. So immediately when I walked in, I thought that this living space could be a lot cooler if there was a built-in L-shaped couch here with a reading nook. And I was thinking up here in this loft, since you can stand up, it might be a good place for an office. I think you might even be able to fit 2 desks in it. I don't think I would keep this ladder the way it is because honestly it's terrifying to walk up and down. I thought I would like this kind of style with the staggered steps, but it's scary.
Our plan is to spend one more night here and then check out first thing tomorrow morning, but we will probably still be hanging out around the Salt Lake City area like we have been for the past week and a half or so at this point. It's been nice to have a break from the National Forest and being out in the middle of nowhere, especially as things are starting to open up, and hopefully the Planet Fitness nearby will open up again soon so that we can get another hot shower. That has definitely been a nice luxury here, and Shannon is also getting back into work, as we said earlier, so we want to make sure that we're in a place that has good cell coverage, good internet, so that she can work during the days. I think that pretty much sums it up for this one though, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know that it was a little bit different from the normal van life vlogs, but we really enjoyed hanging out here in this tiny house and figured it was worth sharing. Before ending the vlog, I do have a few new Patreon pledges to thank as well. Paige Belcher, John, Gabriel Rosa, and Gordon from Excavation.net. Thank you guys so much for joining the Patreon team, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to y'all in the next video.